There we go. Speaking of John, you were talking to March in the lobby, and I've got to
Oh yeah.
ask you. I don't understand Filipino. Or Tagalog. Is that what it is? Tagalog? Is that what you were
Yeah, yeah.
using?
Filipino's right. Filipino's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
You got it.
Now you used a certain term. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I've.
Ah, I know
It,
where this is going.
well, what is it, John? What's the word you used?
Merienda.
Right,
Merienda.
merienda. What
Yeah.
does that mean,
It's
John?
a it's it's like it's an afternoon meal between lunch and dinner. So I think the equivalent in like say Commonwealth countries like Australia would be high tea. I think that's what you'd call it, right? Something you eat at around 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. High tea. So you have a little like usually it's something sweet. So for us in the Philippines, you have something like say, what's a classic one? I want to say bibingka, something sweet, something savory, just to tide you over until dinner time. So I figured since we had a bit of a wait, TNC probably best to have some merienda. I saw chat. They were thinking the same thing, Mike. Some guys were saying Armel demanded 3 plates of merienda. Just really hungry now. Hungry to carry. Carrying
Oh,
takes energy, Mike.
goodness me. What is your obsession with asking March about his Filipino food
Because
endeavors?
he doesn't like it. Because he doesn't like it. I asked him before. He's not so fond of it. He just has tapa, guys. He just has tapa.
Well,
It's a cured meat. It's basic.
funny you brought up cured
It's
meat. I was when I was at the studio with QO, I brought some beef jerky in. Ate all
huh?
my beef jerky.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe there's something about that. Maybe there's something because March liked it as well. QO seems to like it. Maybe at some point we can all get together and have a bit of a beef party. That'd be fun.
I guess so. Thank you for that, Jonathan. Thank you for that explanation.
Ah.
Uh, Gabby. March was just asking for the admins go before the unpause. Gabby always has to slip in there with an okay boss.
That's how we are, dude.
Yeah.
Gotta say it. Still, look at this, Mike. 2 clump ups now. TNC looking to fight against Trust because they knew what happened last time. Trust just ran 5 years down bot.
Yeah, they did. And we'll see if they're willing to go up this high ground again, Team Trust. It's a dangerous predicament for both teams. There's your smoke out. Are we waiting here? I suppose they just wait for the bounty rune to spawn?
I suppose this is an interesting conundrum. It looks like Team Trust expects TNC to walk up, but TNC expects the same thing.
Oh, they say great minds think alike, I guess. They'll just stand there and look at each other. Pretend like they're not there. Ching Feng gonna have his smoke. Well, it's just gonna wear off. KP, is he gonna make the run down for the bounty? No, he won't. And you know why he won't, John? Because Tim's TP'd up top, or rather walked up top and just took the other 2 bounties. So,
Yeah.
it's a 3-for-1 trade, and that's a smoke expended from Team Trust.
It's the smoke gone. It's some time wasted to reach your lanes again. They didn't find first blood. They didn't find a follow-up kill they saw in game 1. So, in that sense, it's not as amazing of a start. And Team Trust, despite that start last time, they did have a difficult lane. So, gonna take this chance to take a look at what they've got in mind. Of course, it's Armel down mid on his mag once more. X this time's in the Quap. This should be a bit better for X in terms of constantly applying harass with a Shadow Strike. So Armel's going to have to balance it out a bit because last time he was on DK, which is just so much more sustainable. You don't have that sustainability here, but you do have great wave clear. That's what Armel's going to look to leverage, but I don't expect X to struggle as much, which is going to be important for Team Trust to hit their momentum as X was not looking so hot in that puck last time around.
No, he was not. It's very unusual for X. He usually does perform very well in that puck, but not last game. Because TNC were playing exceptionally well, mind you. I don't want to make it sound like the puck was just bad. That was not the case. I think TNC was just playing way too well in that game number 1.
Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a drafting issue beyond just play. I think Trust played as well as they could in the circumstances. They've really corrected that here. They've got a lot of team fight going on. You know, there should be more presence from X's Quap, especially on mid, because the safe lane Puck game one, the safe lane Quap game one, it really did fall a bit flat. So you've got better tempo here from Team Trust. They did give the go-ahead, but it looks like TNC might be doing something as well. That pause time. Maybe it is time for Merienda, you know?
Oh, goodness me. I wouldn't be surprised if everyone was just eating at TNC headquarters right now. Just keep a pause for another 30 seconds. I'm still chewing. Well, we'll go into it. Mid lane, of course. X going to be up against Armel. So the Quap vs Magnus matchup. TNC, they knew this was coming. But it's a Magnus, John. He doesn't care. Like, you can harass him quite a bit. And Armel, he'll be ready for it with the regen. But the thing is, once you've got a few levels up in that Empower, if the lane gets too hard, you just rotate to the jungle.
Yeah, nothing to stop it. And take a look up top. They were trying to combo onto the Weaver, but that's something you have to be a bit cautious about. Once the hammer is out, if Tim's is on point, the arrow follow-up makes for a really easy kill, and Weaver is not particularly tanky offlaner.
No, he's not. Tim's just going to follow him around. Yu does juke him out across the tree line, but Tim's will spot him out once again. Just chase him down. Surprised they've actually left Yu here up at the top lane by himself. Like, I realize the Weaver can just Sakuchi away every single time, assuming he's not perma-stunned, but he's not really going to get any farm here on this Weaver at this rate. They are running a tri-lane down at that bot lane, and of course they have the Tusk Grimstroke, so it makes enough sense. And speaking of March, nice Fortune's End there to purge off the Inkswell from that creep. But this tri-lane, I question the effectiveness of it here from Team Trust.
It can get work done, but they're already splitting it up without finding First Blood. So that definitely was time wasted. They were looking for the snowball combination or just the tag team with the Inkswell, but you need levels in your Tusk. And when he's soaking in the tri-lane, it doesn't come fast enough. So they drag him top. You can play around with tag team plus a Weaver. That is something that can work out for a decent amount of damage. It's a Svendo. Once you've got the level in Warcry, that physical damage really won't do as much as you'd expect.
No, it will not. Looking back to the mid lane. Pretty even with this Quap vs Mag matchup. Just 9 and 9 right now. Armel will make it 10. It's just a bit of a concern. Like, if you're going to max the Shadow Strike like this, you really don't want Armel to be looking this healthy. And top lane is where the first blood happens. Gabby is able to pick it up, and it was eventually onto Yu.
It's just that combo. You know, they've got this beautiful placement of the Sentry Ward. You don't have a counter Sentry from Team Trust, which is a bit suspect in Weaver lane. Can be costly for them. And, well, Gabby now at level 3. 2 levels in the Hammer, 1 level in Warcry. You're not going to be bursting him down with this Tusk, and they do finally bring the D-Ward. But they've already gotten value from it. First Blood. That's all you want.
That's it. How's our bot lane going? Looks like Shifu's having a decent enough time. 20 and 9 on the Faceless Void. KP, of course, couldn't really go in for any CS earlier on because there was a tri-lane, but he's slowly making his way back on the core Venge. And it does seem as though he is just going to rush that, that kind of utility DPS build on this Vengeful Spirit. He's going for the double Wraith Band, so definitely wants to have some form of damage. See what the idea here is from TNC. Like, initially, you think it was just the swap out of Chrono that they picked the Venge for, but well, if you can get some more value out of it, why the hell not?
I think it still mainly is, and that's the key thing with giving KP this free EXP lane. So he's going to match the level 6 timing of her Faceless Void. That's all you want. Just have the swap ready, although Tim's traded a bit too much there.
He did. Just eat a Tango and a Fairy Fire and be just fine. Ching Feng looking to go in mid, but he'll just get a deep ward out. Armel still pretty uncontested in this mid lane. Sitting at 30 and 2 now, and as I look away again, Yu goes down up at that top lane. Apologies for the T-Tools, ladies and gentlemen, but that's not very good news for Team Trust. The
No?
Weave has died for the second time already.
Yeah, and it's not something you expect. Like, they took the sentry out, they know that kind of combination's there, and they still find a Weaver. Now, they're going to make a move on March.
They should be able to get this kill. March. Tag team's going to be activated, and he does go down. Nice pick up there by XMP. And even trying to go after KB. Shifu gets a bash. Can we get another? Not quite yet. KB still trying to run, but no, he should definitely be dead. And there's your bash coming out from Shifu. So it'll be a 2-for-2 now. As mid lane, X actually ends up killing off Tims on the Mirana. Looks like Tims was trying to go after a bounty rune, but does get punished for it.
Yeah, and that's some really good punishment from Team Trust. That's exactly what they need to really set themselves going. Giving a key kill to X, that was his first Sonic Wave on top of that, so you're not going to expect any side lane rotation, which might open up some possibilities for TNC, but they're starting to invest in this bot lane here, Team Trust. They're keeping that tri-lane up. They've got the levels under 2 supports.
Gabby's got a Midas?
Wait, what?
Gabby's got a 5-minute Midas.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, he skipped
God.
boots, but the boots are in the stash. He's got a 5-minute Midas. That's gonna be a big problem.
Oh, that is way too free a game. Like, he's farming crazy because of his levels. He's got the Magnus to even buff that up if they needed more. This just means TNC can't afford to lose this momentum. So you look at this movement down bot from Team Trust. They've got basically 4 heroes in this area, if you count X. But even then, even if they find these kills, like, sure, they're shafting KP. KP just wants levels. Like, this core offlane bench really just wants to match the 6 timing, and that is it. The biggest issue is Armel mid, Gabby top. There's just no solution. Now, you could argue your Void's having good farm. It doesn't look to me as good as Gabby's, though. It's definitely not 5-minute Midas kind of farm.
No. He's going to go to the jungle now, Gabby. He's got the 3 levels in cleave. Doesn't need the empower yet, of course, but I'm sure Armel will chuck him one soon. But that Midas is going to be feeling very, very nice. You brought up earlier on in the drafting phase as well, John. You were pointing out that this draft can be a little bit greedy when it does come to the jungle. Because you have 2 cores that can just cleave away at these neutral camps. But you look at Armel, he had a really free mid lane. And then it kind of makes you question how long he's even going to be farming here on this mag.
Yeah, I don't expect him to take that long. Like, he might just be looking for that quick Echo Saber into Blink. But even then, we've seen the Magnus plays without the Blink. Just RP and skewer back is enough in a single target. That's all you might want here. And TNC, they're taking their time. They're being patient. You've got the Chrono up on the Faces Voids. There's some options now for Team Trust.
Oh, Gabby.
Walking around Gabby.
Trouble. Sonic Wave going to be out. Very nice play out from X. Great rotation from the Queen of Pain. And we did see a quick Fairy Fire pop at the end there from Gabby, but it was not enough to survive that damage. But it does open up the mid lane for Armel, who does actually skewer back the task. KP also going to join in, and they are going to force a 3-man rotation. In fact, make it 4. X is also there, but Armel's going to get a haste rune. That is so unlucky for Team Trust.
Oh, man. You could really see it as well. You saw our Faces Void just jump in. He was ready for the Chrono, and then saw that haste. Just not lining up. That would have been the first Chrono. That would have been a really big target. They had the numbers. They just can't commit in TNC. They're going to be happy. It's 4-2, but you still have this 2k lead on TNC's end. They don't mind a slow game. Look at the stacks Gabby's clearing. That's a lot of Ancients going the way for Sven. And that just means he's going to have his treads up. He's going to have whatever else he wants. This 5-minute Midas, it's just paying off too much.
Bot lane, KP does lose his life to XMP on the Grimstroke. They still hold Chrono on Team Trust, so they're going to have that available at any point. I believe Shifu is just waiting to have his Mask of Madness up before he does commit that Chrono. Actually, a very interesting build from Shifu on this Void, John. 3 Wraith Bands, Gloves of Haste, and a Morbid Mask. KP going to TP straight back in. Throws the Magic Missile out. You could Chrono for this, but they aren't going to bother as March is just behind. Probably wouldn't be worthwhile.
Yeah, I didn't notice how far behind KP was. He's still level 4 in the bench, so The one thing he wants is EXP. He's not finding it. I think you're fine with the trade-off like that when you're 4k ahead in farm, but they really do need to give KP some EXP. You want that swap as a bailout just to guarantee yourself that canceling on the chrono. It's not coming out anyway, so I suppose you're not under that much pressure.
Moonlight Shadow going to be expended. The 10-minute bounty runes are going to spawn. It's like Tim's is trying to steal some away, but nice little fairy fire snipe there from Tim. You actually pinged it out as if it was worth something. Tim's just denies it. Still, bounty runes fairly even trade between the two, and it looks like TNC are ready to make this mid push happen. Do have the Echo Saber and an Arcane rune on Armel. So he can just pop that for a quick RP if he wants. For now, he'll hold out. They aren't going to quite commit to that mid-tier 1, but they have been slowly chipping away at it, and it is fairly low at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen any movements towards objectives. Both sides are much more content farming up. We are really starting to expect Team Trust to start to take those fights. They've got this Mask of Madness you mentioned on Sifu already. They should really just look to secure a kill. There's been a lot of hesitation. It looks like they really just don't want to throw it out on KP, but it's an offlane void. It's an offlane venge. You know, that's worth something. Still, TNC, they're clumped up.
Magic Missile, Gabby, Stormhammer is going to make it in time, and they are going to blow him up. He could not get the chrono off. Now the swap back onto the task. Xingfeng going to be okay, but XMP probably not going to be okay as Armel just rips him to shreds, and now Yu. What do you do here? KP, he's looking for a swap. Fortune's End is going to root him in place, and the RP out from Armel. X at least does kill off Tim's up at the top lane, but you lose 3 down at the bot lane. And I'd hate to say it, but the chrono is still off cooldown.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
They might use it now. They have a good opportunity. No, he doesn't use it. He gets it off now, but is it even worth? He'll go onto Armel, but does no damage. Oh, this is really turning into a bit of a disaster here for Trust, John.
It's a mess. I don't think there's any other way to put it. There's no kind way of putting it. It's just not going right. It's 6-6 from a 4k lead for TNC, 7k now, Mike. And just like that, Gabby keeps growing. He's rushing his hags now. After that Echo Saber Armel, he's just about 800 gold off the blink. You can see Team Trust are starting to clump around the mid. I don't know if they really want to take this fight without Chrono, though.
Gabby's just running in. Gonna go for the Stormhammer into the arrow. Shifu does not die. He does. Oh, he does. That's upsetting. Now XMP also gonna just go down. Ooh. You know, I was going to say in that last engagement as well, they need to kind of speed up a bit here because Gabby is just out-farming everyone way too quick. He's currently almost at 10k now. You know, Armel's sitting at 7 just about. Once that Aghanim Scepter's up, I don't know what you do as Team Trust when he's got the Ags up.
They need to find answers. They need a disarm, they need a silence out. But they just aren't reaching those points enough. They do smoke up. They want to make a cheeky play here. RP is back up, though, along with God's Strength.
This might be your only play, though, John. You can't wait forever. They're going to go onto March. March? No, he's going to get swapped out, and eventually will die, but Armel will go for the skewer back on to Xingfeng and does get the tusk, and now X has been stunned up, and Gabby is just hitting too hard. XMP will be the next one to go down, perhaps as Gabby gets a double. Now Yu just Sakuching around. Will leave back after Tim's on the Mirana, but Armel still has that RP and now has a Blink Dagger up. It's just on the courier, but they may not even need that blink as he doesn't even need to RP. Tim's connected the arrow. It's a 10k net worth lead at 14 minutes in. Another 4-for-2 trade. And you know what? Just for fun, John, let's look at Dota Plus, and it's at 100%.
What?
Well, hold on a minute.
Game?
Dota Plus. You can't just give. Hold that thought, because bot lane, RP's going to calm out, X is down, and now Xingfeng gets the snowball off, but is probably also going to die. Still, Galmel, yeah, just runs towards the enemy base, cleans up XMP.
No, this is
Yu
too much, man.
You, what are you doing, Yu? Fortune's End? Gonna connect, Tims. Do you want to try for an arrow? Yeah, he'll connect it. Armel gonna skewer him back, and Stormhammer is gonna get him the kill.
No, that's just, it's not fair. It's just Team Trust, 12k behind at this point, 8-16. We said this was a better draft than game one. I still feel that way, but it's just as dominant for TNC. Like, it doesn't matter. They've still got the Magnus. They've got the Sven that Gabby's just dancing around on, and they've got the Tim's Morana. Like, Team Trust, the only real lane they kind of shut down was KP's. I mean, our Venge is really poor. Do you really care about that when everyone else is so rich, though? No, you really don't.
There's that Aghanim Scepter, John. Gabby is now officially Mr. Superman, looking to try and find his first victim. X, he's gonna go in onto KP. That is a bait. He can't get the Sonic Wave off in time, and Gabby just blows him up. There's your Soulbind. Gabby, he's willing to fight. Chrono is gonna be there onto March. They're trying to burst down this Oracle, but he is not dying much. He gets mech'd up and gets the false promise off. Yu's gonna die to Gabby. Now the snowball in from Ching Feng, but it may not matter. They are still chasing March, but it's gonna be an ultra kill out for Gabby, and now XMP. He's the last one left. Are we giving him the rampage? We are giving him the rampage. Oh
Jesus.
Boy. What did they slip into Gabby's coffee this morning?
Not the morning, Mike. It was the merienda in between, I'm telling you. That snack time gave these guys the energy, and onto the high ground. 8-21, 17k lead for TNC. Pace to eat your merienda, Mike.
Merienda is good, John. Gabby gonna go onto X once again, and the skill back from Armel. Gabby now going back onto Ching Feng. No, you perhaps. Shifu, you don't have Chrono, sir. That is a dangerous time walk. KB is dropping low, however. May drop and does. That's one down, but now Gabby with the two-man Stormhammer and the RP comes in. Armel cleans them up. The buybacks are coming in, but how are you going to fight this? They buy back on everyone that they can. They're going to give it a shot. Too much sustain. Armel gets a skewer off. XMP dies back, and there's Yu gone. A triple kill out for Armel, and they're just farming him at the moment.
Oh, man. There's
Ching Feng, don't go close, sir. Yeah, Gabby's got you. That's a problem. He does get the snowball off. X gonna go for a skewer, and Armel's godlike now. I mean, this is just a GG call, and there it is.
Yep. Oh, man. Team Trust. Like, they were banking on at least a win, Mike. At least a win. One win in the series. Can't even find that. TNC, too dominant. 9-30, 18 minutes. Even faster than game